Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into a pretty big question. What does it actually mean to follow a truly good king? And spoiler alert, it's not really about castles and crowns. It's about how we live and what we think is most important.
So let's just start right here. What makes a king a good king? Is it about how much money he has, how powerful his army is, or is it something else completely? Just keep that question in the back of your mind as we go. To figure out the answer, we're going to look at a story of two kings who could not be more different. One of them rules with love and, real wisdom. The other one, he's kind of all over the place, easily swayed by shiny things. And comparing them is going to show us what really matters.
Okay, so on one side, we have the righteous king. This king is fair, he's loving, and he truly wants what is best for his people. He cares about what's inside, what's in their hearts, not what's in their wallets. And then you've got the worldly king. He's all about what makes him happy, he loves big fancy parties, and he'll listen to pretty much anyone.
By looking at these two, we're going to uncover three really important rules for living in a good kingdom. Think of it as our guide to being the best citizens we can be. So, you ready? Let's get to rule number one.
All right, the very first rule sounds simple, but wow, it's powerful. Rule number one is show you're sorry. Because when you mess up, what really matters is what you do next. So, in our first story, the righteous king's people, well, they made a mistake. A big one. They totally disobeyed him, and the king was not happy. He even called them a stubborn people, which basically meant they just weren't listening. That amazing relationship they had with their king, it was broken.
So the king gave them a command, and it was a little weird. He said, "Take off your ornaments." We're talking about their fancy jewels, all their best decorations. He told them to take it all off while he decided what to do.
Now, you're probably thinking what I'm thinking. Why the jewels? Why would a king care about their necklaces and bracelets? It seems kind of random, right? But this question makes us dig a little deeper to find out what was really going on.
You see, these ornaments weren't just pretty things they bought at a market. They were gifts, straight from the righteous king himself. Each one was like a little symbol of his love for them, a reminder of their special bond. So here's the key. When they took off those jewels, it had nothing to do with giving back shiny objects. It was an action on the outside that showed what was happening on the inside. It was their way of saying, we are so sorry. We know we broke this special relationship, and we want to be humble and fix it. It was all about their heart.
And that leads us perfectly into our second rule. This one isn't just about what we do, but about who we let speak into our lives. Rule number two, choose your advisors wisely. Think about it. A really smart leader surrounds themselves with good people who give good advice. But a king who is easily influenced, like our worldly king, well, he can be tricked by advisors who don't have good intentions at all. Let's just look at the difference here. The righteous king had an advisor named Moses. And when the people messed up, Moses pleaded with the king for mercy and forgiveness. But the worldly king, he listened to his advisor, a guy named Haman, and that advice led to a totally wicked plan to hurt innocent people. Can you see the huge difference in their hearts? Moses was acting out of love for the people, but the worldly king's advisors, they were just selfish. They only wanted to flatter the king so they could get more power for themselves. Okay, this brings us to our third and final rule, and this might be the most important one of all. Rule number 3 is protect your real treasure. And it's probably not what you're thinking. So, back in the story of the worldly king, his bad decision put a whole bunch of people in serious danger. But a super brave woman, Queen Esther, realized she had to step up. She knew she had to protect what was truly valuable, and that was her people. So what are our real crown jewels? What's the treasure we need to protect? It's not gold, it's not diamonds. It's obeying the good and right things we're told to do. It's being humble, like the people taking off their ornaments. And it's loving other people. Those are the things that are really precious. Queen Esther got this completely. To save her people, she had to do something incredibly risky. She had to go see the king without being invited, and that could have cost her life. But she decided to do it anyway. And she said these famous, powerful words, "And if I perish, I perish." Wow. Just think about that. What she was really saying was that her treasure, loving her people, and doing the right thing
was more important to her than anything, even more important than staying safe. That is what it looks like to protect your real treasure. Okay, so let's wrap all of this up. We've learned 3 really big rules, but what does that mean for you and me? How do we wear our crown? Here they are, one more time. First, show you're sorry by being humble when you mess up. Second, listen to wise and good advice, not just people who tell you what you want to hear. And third, protect what really matters, being obedient, being humble, and loving others. So the big idea is this. Being part of a good kingdom has nothing to do with a fancy, physical crown on your head. The real crown, it's invisible. It's made up of the good choices you make, the love you show, and what you decide is most important deep down in your heart. So, as you go about the rest of your day, I'm going to leave you with this question to think about. What jewels, what acts of obedience, humility, and love will you wear today? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.